This is the best local sports show in Jacksonville. Action Sports Jax Prime Time.
I hate that horn.
Yeah. Get up, everybody. It's Action Sports Jax Prime Time. A long Sunday at the Players' Championship pushed us into a Monday finish, or at least it helped it. 4-hour weather delay interrupting the final round. That's done, the final round. But we have a playoff.
Oh, we do. We almost had a walk-off win by an unlikely player. J.J. Spawn at the top of the leaderboard to start the day. This putt on 18. Comes up a roll or two short. Par 72, good enough for a tie with the 2019 Players' Champ, Rory McIlroy. What does that mean, Britt?
Well, a 3-hole aggregate playoff. It will be in the morning. 16, 17, and 18 around the gauntlet. McIlroy and Spawn head-to-head. If you had a Sunday ticket, by the way, it's good for Monday morning's playoff. Same goes for the parking situation. Complimentary parking in the general lot off 210 on Palm Valley Road. We start with a public service announcement here on the show.
9 o'clock in the morning it starts?
9 o'clock it starts.
Another Monday finish at the Players' Championship. Hello! Welcome to Action Sports Jax Prime Time. Dan and Brent, the Gators, our number one seed. The bracket is out, and we patiently wait for a winner at the Players. Those are our big stories. Our team coverage continues tonight. A little later, Olivia Tasley checks in on the locals, but right now, that's Action Sports Jax. Stuart Weber has the story of match play coming up in the morning.
The 72nd hole here at the Players' Championship has provided plenty of drama over the years and has even decided many a Players' Champion. It nearly did it again in 2025 with J.J. Spawn just missing a 30-foot birdie putt for the victory. Instead, Spawn, as well as Rory McIlroy, the 2019 Players' Champ, are coming right back here to TPC Sawgrass on Monday morning to settle the championship.
It's going to be cool to be a part of. It's a 3-hole match play scenario. That's all it is. So just try to prepare as best I can tomorrow morning, get a good night's sleep. It's been a long day for all of us. Yeah, and just try to be as prepared as possible for tomorrow.
It's not the same thing as playoff sudden death. Yeah, you kind of have to have some strategy. You kind of have to play off of how he's playing too, I think. And I'm really giving it too much thought, but I just know those 3 holes, anything can happen.
Look, everybody knows about Rory McIlroy, one of the biggest names in the sport of golf worldwide. But J.J. Spawn, that's a little bit more of an unknown and a guy who can take his place in golf history with a win on Monday.
Everyone expects him to win. I don't think a lot of people expect me to win. I expect myself to win, so that's all I care about.
I'd like to think that I can fall back on my experience and maybe have a little bit more than JJ, but then at the same time, tomorrow is all just about execution and getting up there and, as I said, making 5 good swings.
Certainly, if you were doing a tale of the tape, well, it would go towards Rory McIlroy with a much greater resume. But over 3 holes at the stadium course, it's anybody's game on Monday morning. For Action Sports Jax, I'm Stuart Weber.
By the way, St. Patrick's Day tomorrow. Last time Rory won St. Patrick's Day in 2019. Here is the leaderboard, by the way. Those 2 guys tied at the top. Lucas Glover, Tom Hoagie, Batia. We'll get to those guys in just a bit, but they were a couple shots back. The only players in double digits.
Let's talk about the playoffs. The current format was instituted in 2014. Ricky Fowler beat Kevin Kisner in 2015, and the only one that we've had. 5 total playoffs in the history. I remember 1987, Sandy Lau beat Hal Sluman, and the guy jumped into the pond twice, kind of threw Sluman off, so we have that story. Right. We got a lot of good ones, man. Sergio beat Goidos.
That was my first one.
Yeah, KJ Choi beat David Toms. So interesting stuff. What do you think about the? It really is kind of match play, isn't it?
First of all, for a couple of different reasons. It's great that it's aggregate now in the 16, 17, 18 because that's more fun. It's better theater, and you don't wake up for just 1 hole tomorrow potentially.
Good point.
And keep in mind, it's 3 holes, but it could go even longer.
If it had been 1 hole, they probably could have finished tonight.
They might have tried to do that. It's tricky. Yeah. But good theater for tomorrow, and we get a little breakfast at TPC Sawgrass on Monday. Now look at the tail of the tape.
All right.
And Stuart referenced it.
Yeah.
And we know it.
Yeah.
I mean, 27 career wins. What'd you just say? Mediate against Tiger, kind of, right?
Kind of reminds me of that a little bit.
Mediate might have had a more storied career than even Spawn at that point.
For sure.
Major championships, a little surprising. Rory's still stuck on just 4. It's been over a decade. Look at the career earnings. Which, by the way, I was a bit surprised. Spawn had made $14 million in his career already.
What did he win? He won last year. He won out in Texas.
Valero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, he's a good golfer, man. I like the guy. And he seems very.
He's fun.
even keeled, like, non-emotional. So I don't. And listen, the pressure today, I mean, is probably more so than the pressure he'll feel tomorrow.
You're right.
Everything else, everything from here on is great.
Seems easy going.
Yeah.
So
be fun to watch.
Yeah, it would be fun to watch. The leaderboard had some chasers all weekend, but they never really hit full throttle. Tom Hoagie rallied for a 66 to get in the clubhouse at double digits, but he was too far back. Lucas Glover rallied late, but was a slow starter on Sunday and just okay on Saturday. Colin Morikawa disappointed on the weekend. Akshay Bhatia is a fun player to watch. The young lefty had a chance, but couldn't finish his players with a couple of birdie putts down the stretch.
It's got a tough golf course, great field, obviously, the best that we have on the PGA Tour, and to be 23 in battle with Rory McIlroy, who I've looked up to for years, is pretty cool. All in all, yeah, just a big learning experience. Just such a fun week. This tournament it's amazing when you're in contention here.
I would say I felt really good about how I played the last 2 days, and both rounds I bogeyed 9 on Friday and then missed a few short putts yesterday to finish. But I felt like I really played nice, just didn't quite get as much out of it, as I would have liked.
All right, so let's dive into this just a little bit more.
Yeah.
Rory had that start, right?
Yeah.
Birdie eagle to get right back in. Hard to criticize the Sunday 68, but he didn't miss 15 and 16. He could have sealed the deal. So if he does it tomorrow, that will be brought up.
Yeah, but the big names went by the wayside. So, did we like the stories that came up, or did we miss the stars? Because at the Players, you always kind of want the star to win it.
Yeah, I'm going to give you last year's leaderboard in a moment.
Okay.
But we like the stories, too. I mean, this one had, a couple of local guys in the mix, which we'll talk about a little bit later on the show. But I don't mind stories. I think people get wrapped up in leaderboards. But you do like to see the big guys duking it out.
Yeah.
We didn't have that. I think some of it, Dan, though, is we've got young talents like Bhatia that a lot of people still don't know about, but a very world-class player.
Yeah.
Right? That's going to be around for a long time to come.
He has the potential to win majors, in my opinion.
So watch this, all right? Last year's top 10 include the likes of Scheffler, Schauffele, even Wyndham Clark and Brian Harmon. Those guys had won majors. Hideki Matsuyama, Ludwig Oberg. Rory was the only player to finish inside the top 10 this year that is ranked top 10 in the world. So a huge difference from the 24 to the 25 players.
There's a lot of pressure in the line.
I've always liked playing 17. It's been good to me.
I don't know what to say. I mean, that was an epic fail.
Nine water balls on Sunday. Sanjay Im had 2 of those, one from the drop zone. 39 for the tournament so far. I saw earlier today, by the way, 236 balls total in the water all over the course during the tournament.
Really?
Yeah.
Where else? Like 4th hole, probably some.
Counted them up, man.
Maybe a little bit on 16. Got some unlucky bounces.
Yeah, you hit them. Yeah.
How about that? Hey, no need for Luck of the Irish when you have Parker Neal as your standard bearer, right?
Okay.
Luck of the Irish tomorrow,
Who's
though.
Parker Neal?
Oh, the Nice Jr. walked with JT and Justin Thomas during his record-breaking round this weekend. Last year with Scotty during his 64 round. Hoagie during his tournament record round of 62.
Wow. Good stuff, Parker. 2024 Standard Bearer of the Year got the perk of walking with the leaders on Sunday, including the local Bud Cauley.
Yeah, how about that? Pretty good stuff. And Jacksonville's Bud Cauley was a heck of a story all week and was playing in the final group. He had a tough day with the putter, fell out of contention. And 6-year resident Danny Walker was also in the mix going into Sunday. He didn't win, but this week might have been a life changer for him. Action Sports Shacks' Olivia Tasley has the story.
They came in as alternates, but they will leave as 2 local names you will remember who fought for the Players' Championship coveted Goldman Trophy.
Good job, bud.
Danny Walker and Bud Cauley were just short of having the moment as Players' champions, but their time out on the stadium course has been nothing short of game-changing.
Did a lot of things well this week, to finish top 10. A tournament this big is a great step forward for me and have a lot more confidence, I think, leaving here today than what I showed up with, which I think will, help me throughout the year. And I'm really excited. I'm really happy that I'm playing next week.
Exciting, I think, would be the simplest way to characterize it. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. That's the position you want to be in, just having a chance to win a big event like this. So had a lot of fun overall. I think played well and handled it well. Yeah, no regrets out there for sure.
Both guys leave the Players' Championship inside the top 10, meaning they still walk away with quite the paycheck for the week at $1 million. For Walker, that's more money this week than his entire career, with his career earnings around $684,000. It's a life-changing amount of money for a game-changing weekend here at the Stadium course. For now, at TPC Sawgrass, I'm Olivia Tasley, Action Sports Jacks.
And both guys were alternates.
Yeah,
I mean,
great?
Walker didn't find out till Thursday morning, and here he is making about $1 million.
That's good stuff.
And he earned it.
Yeah.
Good for him. There's a look at some of the locals. Billy Horschel obviously didn't have a great weekend. He got off to a nice start, which was good to see. Billy's 20th in the world right now, so keep an eye on him the rest of the year.
Can you hear me? We got some news from the flight there.
Nice flight home for the Gators and a nice announcement. They are a #1 seed in the next flight, headed to the West bracket, although they're headed to Raleigh. But that's how they found out where they would be seated on Selection Sunday, because they were headed home.
Coming home, yeah.
And here are a look at the 4 #1 seeds. And we'll get into this in a little bit more, how much it matters. But no surprises. I think everybody had predicted it would be these 4, Dan.
Yeah, I think so. And I wonder if Florida had lost. I still think they would have been a #1 seed, quite frankly. Auburn, Duke, Houston, and Florida. It's weird, though. Florida is the 4th of the #1s, yet just about everybody, boy, they're on the bandwagon, man. Get your brackets filled out. It's going to be fun. There's a problem here, and it's a problem for any Gator fan or Gator alone. You always have to ride, if Ashland were playing, you would ride them far. You have to ride them a little bit farther than you think they're going to go. And this team, we think, is going to go to the Final Four. So, in Dan Hicken's bracket, they're going to win the national championship, as a lot of people around these parts.
Let's take a closer look at their top part of the bracket. Okay, 16 teams, obviously, in their quadrant. But here's a top half now. Norfolk State is who they're playing.
28.5-point favorites in that game.
The next game, Dan, is
dicey.
It's pretty interesting,
and
right?
UConn, 2-time defending champions, so get ready for that.
And Oklahoma out of the SEC now.
Yeah.
And they've been playing well lately, Oklahoma has.
Now, I think Maryland's really good, but they say watch out for that upset with Grand Canyon. So who knows how, again, matchups, sometimes you get a break, sometimes you get a higher seed, and then you get to beat them, so you just don't know how it all pans out. But continue.
The thing you didn't see there is the bottom half of the bracket has St. John's. St. John's out of the Big East and Rick Pitino. Very good. So, again, listen, you're going to have to earn it at the end of the day. Gators can win it all.
Yes.
But will they win it all?
Yeah. I've never seen – I mean, I guess UConn was a pretty popular pick last year.
They were.
So it's kind of like 2 years in a row. It's tough. Listen, it's March Madness. 6 games. One of these games, I've said this it happens every year. You're going to need the ball to go through the basket at the end of the game, or you're going to need to make a stop at the end of the game to advance. So you need a little luck on your side for that to happen. Florida is really good. They're bigger than everybody else. They rebound them better than everybody else. And they always talk about you got to have great guard play. My gosh, they have 4 talented guards.
And they got bigs. They don't blink. They've got everything to win it all. We were just talking to the office, 2006-07. Remember that Butler game in the NCAA tournament when they went back-to-back and they had to survive Butler. That's what you're talking about. They're going to have to survive somewhere. But, man, do they have the goods to be able to survive.
They really do.
Because they are it's a fantastic team. It's a fun team. But, hey, there are good teams around the NCAA tournament this year. So Auburn's really good. Duke's really good. There's no cakewalk. One other note here, UConn, didn't they win by double digits like every game last year? So they never ran into that problem.
That's right. That's a good point. Let's hope that happens again.
Hey, one other hoop note here. FSCJ is the 9 seed in the NJCAA Division II bracket. The Manta Rays played great all season long and begin their March Madness Tuesday at 1 o'clock against Davidson-Davie Community College out of North Carolina. That tournament's taking place up in Danville, Illinois, so good luck to the Manta Rays.
When you think sports, you think Action Sports Jacks, the official station of the Jaguars, on location for every game. But the most experienced team in town doesn't stop there. From high school football to the big events in the area, Action Sports Jacks is always on. Now, we take that to a new level. Action Sports Jacks 24/7 is around-the-clock coverage of the teams you love and the moments you can't miss. The best local sports in Jacksonville on Action Sports Jacks 24/7.